Welcome to the Scottish Rite Journal podcast, an audio presentation of the Scottish Rite Journal, brought to you by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the World. This week's article is Quietism and the Divine Spark by Brother Simon Weisenberg, 32nd degree, and comes from the May-June 2021 issue of the Scottish Rite Journal. As Masons, we are called upon to develop both intellectually and morally. Metaphorically, we smooth out our rough ashlars. Most commonly, our Masonic virtues are practiced through reflection on our ritual and symbols as well as commitment to our communities. However, during our current era of digital information overload, additional quiet and contemplative practices of meditation can be a sanctuary for our psyches. While meditation and breath work are generally associated with Asian religious traditions, other cultures are both aware of their value. Ancient Hebrews wrote about Ruach Elohim, the breath of life, or more literally, the breath of God. The notion that the grand architect breathed life and consciousness into us is a prominent theme throughout all the Abrahamic traditions. In these teachings, we learn that humans have humble physical origins, but we are alive owing to the divine spark gifted to us by God. Across the ages, teachers have appeared who have encouraged us to cultivate our inner awareness. The great Sufi poet Rumi understood this in Persia. In the Western world, St. Teresa of Avila, Father Miguel de Molinos, and Andrew Michael Ramsey engaged in similar practices, which became known in Europe and the U.S. as Quietism, a practice in which individuals sit quietly, calm their minds, and open themselves to the direct inspiration from the divine. Albert Mackey notes that the Quietism of Madame Guyon partakes of the spirit of mysticism, though he does not discuss Ramsey's close association with the French mystic. Quietism later influenced select Christian denominations, especially the Quakers. Chevalier Ramsey, as he was known, would become renowned within the craft for proposing that Freemasonry descended from the Christian Crusaders, now understood to mean the Knights Templar. Ramsey's Quietist practices and Universalist leanings probably influenced or at least coincided with the contemplated side of Masonry. The practice of quieting the mind from distracting thoughts, passions, and vices, and focusing instead on our breath and inner light, can provide a rewarding counterpoint to more structured Masonic symbolism, ritual, and prayers, as edifying as these are. We then go beyond word and thought, taking in the fullness of an experience without words and structured concepts in order to achieve a sublime experience for our senses and our mind. It is said that God cannot be really put into words, and this is where the concept of the ineffable and unpronounceable name of God comes from in Judaism. In quiet meditation and in learning to go beyond words, mystics and saints have spoken of incredible experiences of spiritual ecstasy and illumination. Quietism is a unique spiritual and religious approach to investigate further and try, not as a replacement for, but rather as a supplement to, our regular Masonic practices. In quiet meditation, we can find peace, sanctuary, and let the good spirits that protect us and our families in, and let the Supreme Architect guide us to a better life. The teachings of Freemasonry, the religious tradition we abide to, the wisdom of the ancients, and indeed Quietism, can be a useful guide to better ourselves and ultimately bring more wisdom, love, and other divine attributes to the world and those around us. In the words of the psalmist, "Be still and know that I am God." Any accompanying photographs or citations for this article can be found in the corresponding print edition. The Scottish Rite Journal is published by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the World. Mark Dreisenstock, 32nd degree, KCCH, Managing Editor. I'm your host, Matt Bowers.